Just stopping at a crown land spot here super quick, then we'll get back on the road. It's such a beautiful day with Abraham Lake. I've never been down this far on Highway 11, but there's so many different places you can stop and call camp. Lots of people in Alberta talk about this place like it's the promised land. So we came in from over that way, some outhouses, bear safe lockers, and beautiful, breathtaking view of the mountain overlooking the highway. So given that I've never been down this stretch of highway, I'm not too sure what all we're gonna encounter. That's half the fun. But we might be stopping and checking out a lot of these places. Some of the ones we've seen so far are not accessible due to the snow, but we can at least get them marked down on our places to go map for summertime visits. Hello.
Always be nice to the locals.
I love how all the wildlife out here are just so accustomed to everybody slowing down for them.
As you should.
Yeah.
Like, watch the road, be nice.
Oh, of course. But they're just hanging out in the road like, truck's coming. He'll probably stop.
To be fair, they're just trying to live their lives. They want to lick up some road salt. They don't want to dig through the deep snow to forage. They're just living their lives.
You know, that's not fair. They can lick up road salt. It's like, ooh, look, wildlife. I try to lick up road salt, and they tell me that I'm obstructing traffic.
This is what I live with.
Yep. So as we drive into town here, it's pretty quiet out here. Little snowy slice of heaven. There's a few different things that this place has to offer from what I've researched. There's obviously people that have lots out here, have homes, either live out here or just have like a secondary home that they come out to go hunting or do the outdoorsy activities. There's a hotel, there's a couple of gas stations. The locals that we have met so far, mostly at the gas station, seem super friendly. Unfortunately, when we were here yesterday, we got here a little later in the day, didn't have a lot of daylight, and after we went and checked out those abandoned buildings yesterday, we pretty well ran out of light, had to go get to our camp. So now that we've got some good light, we're gonna go check out a couple more buildings in the town limits here. So one such thing that we'll have to wait until the summer months as we descend down this magical enchanted forest hill are the Brazeau Collieries, which the gate is unfortunately shut, but we're gonna walk over there and just take a little closer look at the sign. Been having a lot of fun bombing around, but it's good to get out and stretch the legs and get some exercise. I love driving, love exploring in the truck, but once you've been driving for quite a while, you just start to feel kind of sluggish and you're like, okay, I gotta get out and actually do something. So we ended up going further down Highway 11. That does take you down towards Banff National Park, which technically you're supposed to have a national park pass, and going to Banff isn't on our bucket list for this trip. Now we've got a sign over here, private property, National Historic Site, no trespassing. Violators will be fined and prosecuted. No, that's okay. I'm not going past the gate. So there we go. Brazeau or Brazeau or however that's supposed to be pronounced. 1910, 1955. Pickaxes and shovels. And there's a big gate blocking the way. As a teaser for when we do finally get to come here, it looks like there's what's left of a vehicle over there. There's a bunch of things that we just can't access with it being winter, but hey, it's motivation to make sure we set aside time to come out here late spring, sometime in the summer, and check out some of the touristy stuff. And of course, so many different pull-offs that we could use for camping or going for a walk or along Abraham Lake or something. And just more than 50% of them are just snowed in right now. Every season has its pros and cons, that's for sure. So this road loops back over to the newer housing development where they're currently building a bunch of new homes. And as you go down the road, we pass under this beautiful structure here. Admittedly, I don't know much about the town's history, so I haven't really done a lot of research. I don't know how old this is, but looks quite old. I've been told that there's quite a bit of old railway tracks and other such things in the Nordegg area. Unfortunately, a lot of it probably isn't visible right now with all the snow, but definitely motivation to do some research before we come out here again and have more of a bucket list of what we want to do when we get out here. Quite a cool thing to look at, eh, Rita?
Yeah. I think I know why they had to redo that 30-meter clearance sign. You can see from the scratch marks. Somebody didn't quite make it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, you can definitely tell that got some love scrapes on it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'd kind of love to like go on top of it and get a view from above, but I don't know how stable all that wood is up there.
Yeah. I think you'd have access to this old bridge if you were in the collieries when the tours are actually on in the summer. But even then, there's probably signs saying walk no farther on either end, just as a liability. Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see those when we come back. Mm-hmm.
So tucked in the back end of Nordegg, we've got the Nordegg Community Church. Really beautiful looking building over here. Apparently still, it's still a building that's in use. It's not abandoned or anything, so they do have church services here. That's really nice. The trees and that mountain in the background are a nice touch.
Mm-hmm. It's a little hard to see from here, but they do have a bell in the bell tower. It'd be interesting to know if it's the original or not. I imagine they probably do weddings and stuff here. Oh, those would be beautiful and scenic, wouldn't they?
This would be a beautiful place to get married. And it looks like they have another entrance over here.
I think there's lights on inside right now.
Oh yeah. See if I can get over to this without falling on my butt. So over on this side of the building, wanted, dead or alive, Buford Mad Dog McCoy, $75 for bank robbery. That's cool. And then it looks like they've got some steps back here. So there's probably a nice little walking trail to accommodate looking at all this stuff. But of course we're here in the winter. Oh, look. There's a door up there. That's the emergency exit. You might break your legs on the way down, but you'll get out of the building quick and down to ground level quick. A really cool art design. Yeah, this is really cool. Someone definitely put some love into making these. And I was about to ask who might have painted these, but we've got Channels Custom Painting and their phone number. It's honestly gotten so nice out now, I don't even need my Tuger gloves right now, which is really nice for this late in November. And then further down the road, we've got this building here, which is definitely not cleared out or anything. I mean, there's a security camera up there between the two overhead doors there. This almost looks like obviously I don't know the history of this town. It almost looks like it could be like a fire hall or something.
Perhaps. Normally you only see red on fire halls. So.
Yeah. Yeah, just with the bay being that size, that seems like the ideal size for it. Past there, that's where they're doing all the building on the new homes, and then that just goes right back down to the main part of town and the gas station. So there's really not much to it, at least not much that we can get to at this time of year. Just a beautiful little slice of heaven. I can see why people would want to own property out here or rent a cabin out here just to get away from the stresses of life for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. There's one thing I haven't seen in town.
What's that?
A dedicated grocery store.
Well, they have the general store that's also a gas station.
I didn't see like a good selection of groceries in there. A lot of people probably have to commute and do big grocery runs in one go.
Yeah, I don't think there'd really be a big demand for it out here. Plus, I mean, you're just under an hour away from Rocky Mountain House if you need to run to town and get anything.
We have the canteen, just if you want to grab a sandwich and a coffee. Looks like they have a fire pit outside. Looks like a nice place to gather. And then over here, Mary's Unique Treasures. So a gift shop, unfortunately closed for the season. And attached right off of that is the post office. Behind, you can see some of the golf course. And here's their library. That's also closed. Looks like they're only open certain days of the week. And then you can see a playground. And the taller building is the Tourist Information Center, which is also unfortunately closed for this season. I'm really looking forward to come seeing it when it's open. We're pushing into the late afternoon now, so we're gonna hit the highway and go set up camp. We'll be going to a different place tonight, and a little bit of a drive to get there, so we'll take advantage of the truck's heat, and we'll follow up with you folks when we get to camp. Well, I see some fire pits out there. The snow's pretty deep. Yeah, let's find one closer to where it's packed down from the tires.
Yeah.
There's one. There's even a burnt piece of log sticking out of it behind us, and there's one up on the ridge right in front of us.
Okay. So we're at a pull-off called Preacher's Point, public land use area off Highway 11. There's some outhouses in the distance. They've got like some bear secure lockers over there, and the sun has already dropped behind the mountain. You can see that the sun is still getting its light in the distance there, but otherwise obstructed over here. So we're going to be losing light and warmth here pretty quick. Here the snow's a bit deep, not very even ground. I don't want to be driving the rig in here. So we're probably going to keep the truck back where it is, just on nice even ground that people have already driven over. And then we'll come out here, and I'm gonna unearth this bad boy here, and we'll get a fire going. One thing I absolutely love about winter camping is you don't get a lot of people actually out winter camping, at least not in our parts. So you only really get the diehards that are out in the winter. So yeah, there's lots of advantages to coming out in the summer when it's warmer and stuff's more accessible, but hey, we get this entire area all to ourselves. Can't argue with that. And our fire is still going strong over by our chairs. I'm gonna go and put that out here pretty quick, but at least we can still see it from the cab. Well, that was a lovely supper by the lake. There's something magical about a campfire in the middle of winter by a giant lake in front of breathtaking mountains. But we've lost more light. It's gotten really cold, so we're just warming up in the truck. Since we've got the battery actively running, I've got the 12-volt blanket in the back plugged in, heating up the sleep space. So I was pretty comfortable when we camped last night, babe. So I'm looking forward to tonight.
Yeah, I quickly bought some hand warmers and toe warmers at the shop. So if you'd like, you can put the toe warmers and like double layer your socks.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah, for sure. I think I'll put, my feet were almost, it was weird because my feet were too warm at some points last night. So I was like, oh, I'm good with the socks I got on. I didn't put on the wool socks, but then in the morning, because my feet dangle a little bit off the end of the bed, I was like, oh, like my feet weren't like freezing, but they were a little chilly, and I was like, oh, maybe I should have worn those wool socks.
Maybe you should.
Yeah.
Now I put on appropriate sleepwear and I was fine.
I put on sweatpants.
This time.
Well, I did. They're on. I'm looking at them right now. They're on. Time to get this fire out. We don't want to use up any of our water. Don't have our usual big blue potable water tank with us because it's winter camping and it'll freeze.
Here, I'll get this flipped over so you can get the underneath it.
Yeah, we're going to be nearby anyway. So I can always watch it out the window too. It's so dark. Almost can't even see the truck anymore. There it is. What would we do without a trusty flashlight? We'd be sleeping out here, that's what we'd be doing. Well, I just got out to use the washroom, and sadly I didn't have my phone, and I think he's long gone, but had the cutest little like black and brown fox run right by me, like 10 feet away from me. And he took off somewhere in that direction there. And I could see his little the pinprick lights of his eyes looking at me from the bushes, but I think he's taken off now. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Can't argue with that view. Good morning, everyone. Chilly morning, but a beautiful morning. Unfortunately, Rita and I do have to head back home today. Wish we could stay out in this area for another night, but got stuff to do back home. Stayed nice and warm back here. We let the buddy heater run for a really long time last night. I've got a bunch of those like 1 pound tanks that weren't quite full that I really wanted to get through. So we went through like 2 of those last night and had it running for a good while, which was really nice.
Remember that fox that you saw last night?
Yeah, the one I unfortunately didn't get on camera.
Yeah, well, I think he was really interested in you. Those are fox prints.
Oh, he went under our truck?
Yeah, probably sniffing new things. Maybe he peed on your tires.
Oh.
Oh, he did. Yes, he did.
Well, I guess the truck is his now. Looks like our poor chairs got knocked over. At least they didn't end up going over the cliff. We just had a lovely breakfast at the Pick and Shovel restaurant right near the hotel in Nordegg. If you're here, highly recommend it. They do a really good like bacon and eggs. I have to be a little careful with what I eat now because of my recent diabetes diagnosis, but it's a lovely breakfast all the same. I'm feeling good and energetic and more human.
Mm-hmm.
You too?
Warm cup of coffee, cold juice, eggs. Yeah, we're good to go. Absolutely.
So we're just going to top up our fuel and stop for the washroom, and then we're just going to check out the they have like a little marketplace shop here that we're going to check out before we go, assuming it's open, and then we'll hit the road and get back home. So thank you again for joining us for this adventure. I'm so happy that we got back out here, especially after last winter trying to get out here, and it just always something came up, we couldn't come. Looking forward to the next time we get out here. Stay classy, my friends. We will see you all in our next adventure.